If you could kind of give us the play-by-play on the day that you got injured, that would be good.
Yeah, so there's some critical. Unfortunately, there's some critical things that set it up that I can't talk about, which is unfortunate because it would, if I could, it would make a lot more sense why certain things happened the way they did. But anyway, so it was hit in Sadr City, again Zarqawi target, which was common, and did a VDO, vehicle drop off. Because Sadr City, so we walked into Target. It's a, weird area, kind of a shanty town. But so we come in and then the house that we were told it was, I don't think we put charges on the door. I can't remember. But anyways, I was a breacher at the time, and we hit the house, came in, and pretty much right away, at least my spidey sense was like, these aren't bad guys. Just everything that I had come to know at that point. I was like, I'm not getting the vibe, from these people. And so I remember I was pulling security on, like, I want to say a man, a wife, and I think one kid. I don't remember exactly. But anyways, I'm there, and then we get the call, and this is like 30, 45 minutes go by. You got the interpreter's got to come in, figure shit out, talk to everyone. It takes time. And then after 30 or 45 minutes, we get a call, I hear over the radio that my team and another team are getting pulled outside. So we go outside, and the other team that got pulled was actually a team from Dev, from the unit, I portray on TV. So we had a whole team with us. And so we both get called out. That team starts to, and it's like it's about, again, from what I remember, 100 yards away. I'm sure that's not accurate in reality, but that's what I remember. And so they start going around to the front side of the house, and we're heading towards the back side. And, next thing you know, it's the most gunfire I've heard at that point. It was the most gunfire I'd heard at one time by far. And I think from what I remember, it was like 8 dudes, like in one room with AKs shooting.
Fucking hornet's nest.
Yeah, it was excessive. I mean, it sounded like 4th of July. And so immediately, I want to say 3 or 4 guys got shot up on the front side. I mean, they hadn't even made it to the door, obviously, because, those guys, it was an ambush. They were waiting for them. And then, so we ran, I was breacher, like I said, at the time. So, I'm thinking of, getting a charge up, whatever, getting in the backside door. So we go over a wall, get inside there, cleared, like a kitchen, cleared a room, which is kind of an interesting story. The room, second room that we cleared, I went in and AK hit me in the chest.
Wow.
That's how close he was. As soon as I turned right, the gun hit me. And, behind him was an outline, at least, I can't remember if I saw this through nods or under nods. I don't remember, but I remember, well, it had to be under nods because I remember it being either pink or purple. I don't know, but I was aware, that it was probably his wife or a woman, I should say. And,
did you just assume their gender, Tyler? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I'm a real piece of shit. And so I just, my gun was up, but at that time, so much HR hostage rescue shooting, I didn't, bullets will go through. So and it was a very quick decision, but I ended up grabbing the gun and not shooting him. Anyways, and then we came outside that room, started to go down the hallway, and the whole hallway just lit up, and it was basically that room, and those guys were shooting through the wall.
Was there pretty constant gunfire this entire time?
Oh yeah. Well, but it wasn't. It was happening, but I don't think they knew we were in the house. Again, this is what I remember. I don't think they knew we were in the house. I think they still thought they were just in front until we were in the hallway. Then they figured out that, oh shit, they're also here. So then they just started shooting through the hallway. And the guy to my left at the time, I think he got hit 3 times. I don't remember. And I just remember him saying, I'm hit. And then and had he not said that, it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, the concussion of the rounds coming through the wall. I don't know how it didn't hit me, but it was intense. So we backed up. If we would have kept going, we would have been done for sure. And then we went back, and then that guy went, I assume, outside to get some medical aid. And then I ended up, or the guy I told you about ended up next to me. And we were kind of at a tactical conundrum, because you had a hallway, and at the end of the hallway was a door. I mean, maybe it was, 7-8 meters. I don't know, but you can't hook a grenade, into a door. There's no way to throw a grenade, into that door. So the only way to do it is, the plan we were coming up with is that, I'm going to shoot, basically, we're going to basically really fucking put down some, through the wall, and then at the door frame to where we can just go up close enough to hook a grenade in. That was the best. It was the only thing we could do. And we just, okay, that was the plan. And then I remember him like going down to grab a grenade, and then that was it. Everything exploded. I don't remember. I remember being on the ground, and I remember looking up, and I remember seeing so it blew the nods off. That's probably important. It blew the nods off my face. So I had no nods. So I just remember seeing like a glow, like an ember glow, and this like swirl of, it's obviously dusty as shit there, and just the dust swirl. And it was just, I just remember being confused and just being like, what the fuck just happened? And, I mean, the power of the explosion was just.
Do you know what it was? Did they ever find out what?
Yeah, eventually they found out. But it was a very large explosive.
Was it ammonium nitrate or?
No. But it was a very large amount of explosive.
That's one of the details you can't get into.
And it basically, I mean, the pressure, and it just like the way I describe it is, like in the Avengers movies when the Hulk grabs somebody and he just like slams them.
Yeah.
That's how it felt,
Wow.
Just, I felt like,
ragdoll.
Yeah, I felt small to the power of it. And then I also felt like, and I know this sounds weird, but it felt like my arm was gone. Like I felt that I couldn't feel it. I know it sounds weird.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it was just, and so I was like, well, my arm's gone. And maybe it's because I'm a movie fanatic. I don't exactly know why, but I like flashed to Saving Private Ryan and like kind of felt on the ground for my arm. And then I was like, well, that's dumb. I couldn't see anything. And, cause it's still dark in there. And then I don't even know, so it blew the nods off. It fucked up my gun. I mean, my arm was fucked. And I don't even remember seeing like the guy who got blown up next to me. He was unconscious, but I don't even know where he was. Like, I don't even remember seeing him. And so I remember kind of like standing up and then going like, I need to I need to figure out what's going on. So I walk out back, and there's like a porch light. And that's when I looked at my arm. And I mean, this, was flayed out. I mean, from here to here, it was just hamburger meat, and it blew up 8 different like chunks. So I can't even, it was holding on by the like half. If you think about it, the fact that they were able to fix it. I mean, when I looked at it, there was zero question in my mind that it was done.
Yeah.
Not even debatable. And so I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, my arm's gone. And then I remember thinking, well, I'm going to be that guy with one arm. And then I remember thinking, shit, I've got an arterial bleed. And I'm like, I don't have that long before I'm going to pass out,
And
So
you're walking around thinking this while shit's still going on.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't really, I was maybe I was taking a couple steps in the back, but because I was stepping away from the door frame.
What was, not to interrupt, but what were the other team members doing? Were they still reacting?
I didn't see anyone.
Oh, wow.
No, I think, and again, that's not to say they weren't. I was like in my own world. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it.
Pain?
I was aware. I was in shock, so I was aware that it was severe. Yeah. Like in my head, I was like, I am fucked up. You know what I mean? But I wasn't. I could feel it, but I was also a little detached from it.
Sure.
Hard to explain. And then I saw the wall. Remember that I came over and I'm like, well, that ain't happening. No. Yeah. So then I just ended up putting my back against the wall and sitting down. And then how do they teach you to put on a tourniquet? You put your arm out. Well, that ain't fucking going to work right now. So like, I've got this tourniquet. I don't know what to do with it because I can't, I couldn't do it.
Put it.
Well, yeah, because it's like you got to loop it around. It just wasn't possible. And here's an interesting, true part of the story is. So then somebody gets to me. I don't remember them. I just remember them appearing. I don't know how they got there, and they put the tourniquet on me. Again, by chance, coincidence, fate, whatever you want to call it, it is the same guy that I went on the mission with in Afghanistan in 2002.
No shit.
What are the odds?
Wow.
Yep. So that's who put the tourniquet on me, ultimately saving my life. I mean, among other people along the way, but just sheer crazy shit. And really solid guy, by the way.
So he was one of the 4 guys that you were on the recce mission with?
Yep.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, actually one of 3. I think it was only 3 of them at the time.
Did he go through selection after you, I take it?
Oh no. He was in the unit. No. He was in the unit. He was one of the guys in the unit team.
I got you.
Yeah. So yeah, he was way senior to me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, way senior to me.
Damn,
he was a team leader actually of a team.
Wow.
Yeah, which I don't think he was team leader yet when he was in Afghanistan, but so yeah, he puts the tourniquet on me, and then he hits me with gives me, because I think it blew it. Like I had all my morphine in my right pocket. That was gone.
It reminds me of Matt Nyman's story, which I'll tell
you.
Oh,
really?
It's kind of a similar thing.
Yeah. So, but he gives me the morphine auto injector, and like 5 minutes goes by, and he's like, "How you feeling?" I'm like, "I still feel like shit," So then I think he gave me another one, and 5 minutes goes by. Yeah, not good. Long story short, it turns out in the hospital I'm morphine intolerant. It doesn't do doesn't do anything to me.
Is that all opioids?
No, it's just morphine. It's why it's actually why they developed Dilaudid for people like myself that morphine doesn't work on. So I was not feeling awesome until I finally got the fentanyl when the medic finally got to me, because he was dealing with the guys that were shot on the front, and then he finally got to the back and dealt with me, and then I was lucky. I was lucky because I got. They landed a little bird. I can't remember if it was a gunship. I don't remember. But they literally put me in the hellhole on a little bird.
Wow.
And then the medic just sandwiched me with his body And then they flew me to the cache in Baghdad. So I was evac'd pretty quick. Yeah. Which again, you know, had I been probably conventional the medic alone, you know, the immediate treatment I got from that guy, then our medic, who's one of the best 18 deltas ever. And then, you know, getting to the hospitals so quick. I mean, all those things, if it wasn't for any one of those factors, I definitely wouldn't have my arm, let alone would I be alive. I doubt it.
Yeah.
You know, I had a doctor tell me that because I don't remember why I was so focused, but for whatever reason at the time I was really into cardio and I was doing a shit ton of cardio. And on my blood volume, the doctor was saying that, he goes, had your heart not been in such cardiovascular shape, he's like, I don't think you would have. Wow. I don't think your heart would have, or I was able to keep pumping at such a low heart rate or whatever it was. Yeah. But he said that was a factor too, because I lost, you know, a shit ton of blood. But and then I got to the hospital, and then they told me when I went into surgery, or right before I went into surgery, I would say, actually they told me after they hit me with drugs. They're like, you know, we're going to remove your arm, you know? And I was like, fucking whatever, dude, do whatever you want. Go crazy. I don't care.
Take the other one. Fuck it.
Yeah. I was like, cut my legs off. I don't give a shit, you know? And then the next morning I woke up and arm was there. And the doctor literally told me, that they just had done so many extremity blast surgeries in Baghdad at that time that they were just able to do things that they couldn't do even a year or two prior. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So you had the initial big surgery in Baghdad.
Yeah. So kind of an interesting tidbit on that is, you know, Baghdad didn't generate any records. I have no idea who the doctors were that ultimately did that initial saving of my arm.
Wow.
No idea. I mean, there's no record of it. So I don't know. Records weren't generated till Germany.
That's incredible.
I mean, you understand, you know, they're probably pretty freaking busy. You know, they don't have time to, you know, they're not billing your insurance, you know, out of Baghdad. But, you know, well, do you have TRICARE coverage for this? So, I have no idea who those doctors were that are obviously very significant to my life now. Yeah. And I have no idea who they are. I mean, I'm sure I could, you know, spend a lot of time and try and figure it out. Yeah. But unfortunately, there's not I would love to just say, hey, thanks, you know?
Yeah. Do you know / can you share what happened at that target after you got hit? Do you know what the outcome was?
So entry was made, and all those dudes died.
Yeah.
That whole room got smoked.
Yeah. How many guys were there? 8? Or more than that, I guess.
I mean, I think it was 8 in that room. Again, I'd have to talk to, you know.
I mean, I guess total on the target, because there were 6 or 8 initially, right?
Well, there was one in the, so the and this is actually an interesting thing is, you know, those guys all died, however many there were in that room, 6, 8. Again, I actually never saw them personally. That was just what I was told. But the only person that lived on that target was the guy that I didn't kill.
Really?
Yep. That guy, well, and the woman, obviously. But that's the only person that lived. And if there's anything that I regret, it's not shooting that guy.
Yeah.
And the reason is, I should be clear, the reason is it was his house.
Oh, wow.
He was the facilitator. That's why his wife was with him. Mm. And that's why the other guys were in the other room, is they were sleeping in sleeping bags in the other room.
Yeah.
It was his house. You know, he was in the bedroom with his wife. And, you know, for many years I thought, you know, did he, you know, go through the process, get out like many did, and then go start, you know, jacking Americans up again? You know, I don't know. Yeah. So that, ironically, my biggest regret is not, I mean, just sidestepping at a different angle and shooting him. But again, I mean, it was so quick.
Yeah.
I can't blame myself. And probably grabbing his gun was probably the cooler thing.
Well, no, you are a Hollywood guy now.
Yeah,
so.
it was probably the cooler move if somebody would have been filming it. But
Steven Seagal shit.
But I just I always regretted that. Especially after what happened to me, obviously.
Sure.
You know.
Did the guy, your teammate that got shot up, was he?
Everyone was fine. That guy was like a fucking robot built out of like, I mean, the guy was a big muscle. Yeah. So yeah, everything was pretty superficial. Like I think it was the arm, bicep. You know, it was all because if you think about the angle, it came from this way. Yeah. And he was like further out, so it was all kind of relatively superficial stuff. Yeah. The guy that got blown up next to me, he was unconscious for like 2 hours.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Well, he took a lot of, and actually, true story, him and I figured out later, if we switched positions, we would have both been decapitated.
Really?
Yeah, because it would have, the frag that, so my helmet, I mean, I've got my helmet
because of the height difference?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
Yep.